Just like a boring podcast, there really shouldn't be another fried chicken video on YouTube, but after consuming them all, I noticed a pattern with this dish, specifically 3 general categories: flour, batter based, starch based, or just raw dogging it in oil. Today I picked a few of the most unique styles for us to learn and master together. Before the cooking though, I got a little concerned over this bird flu that's been going on raising egg prices and stuff. I looked into it. It's just like salmonella. As long as we cook it to the proper internal temperature, we should be fine. Who eats chicken tartare though? Is that even a thing? First things first, I'm the realist. Second of all, we're starting with the fried chicken dish that granted the high status for all fried chicken dishes. The American Southern style is what pops into your head when somebody mentions this food group. Just like when you guys see radioactivity on the news, you think, is FutureCanoe nearby? I feel like we made this a few times on the channel, so there's no point to repeat it. So to make things different, we're gonna try to make, in the same style, a whole chicken fry. Like the Worth It episode when they came to New York City. Oh, by the way, ready to feel old? This series started almost 10 years ago, man. The recipe I'm following today is supposed to be the most classic. Instead of seasoning the marinade, we're gonna season the chicken first. Salt, garlic, onion powder. The belief is that if we season the buttermilk straight, it's gonna be diluted, so we're gonna get it real close, skin tight. Rub it all over the place, inside and out, just like you would at at a barbecue party. Now we're gonna put it in a gallon Ziploc, fill it completely to cover it with buttermilk. I totally overestimated how much buttermilk I'm gonna use, but this is a bottle of cultured buttermilk. But I'll show you how cultured this channel really is in about 4 recipes or so. I'm gonna put the bag in a pot because when the buttermilk spills in the fridge, it takes like a whole day to clean it. Don't ask me how I found out. While it's resting in the fridge, marinating overnight, the next day we're gonna prepare the flour dredge, which is 2 part flour, 1 part cornstarch to ensure that ideal crispiness. We're gonna keep the seasoning simple to salt, pepper, and smoked paprika. After about 2 to 24 hours, we'll take the chicken out of the Ziploc bag and god damn.
What's up, homie? I'm Tony.
Spread the legs to let it all drip out, and then we'll cover it completely with a dredge. Since we're working with a fairly large surface area, we kind of want to press it and massage it into the chicken. What I usually find useful is coat it and then let it sit in the flour for 2 minutes and coat it again. When all the spots are covered up, it's time to give our chicken the greasy glow up. The cavity of the chicken became a tunnel for shooting oil. My face scar from the donut burn is not even recovered yet, so I'm gonna pour out some oil. Real quick, I'm gonna clean up the oil that's everywhere to stop US soldiers from coming into my apartment, and then in a bigger pot we'll heat it right back up to 350, actually 375 because the chicken's kind of cold, and we'll just drop it in. Hopefully it'll cover the entire chicken this time. There's not a lot of instructions and tutorial online on how to fry a whole chicken, so I'll keep track of the time and let you guys know at the end. A lot of these recipes today are suggested by our members. If you want to be a part of the community and access all these perks, you should join through the link in the description. The Switzerland vlog is out. Solomon and I got pretty lit there. After 15 minutes frying on its back, we'll try to flip it. I realized the batter on the ass is falling off from the oil. We probably should have re-battered it after the small pot, but we're committed now, so let's see how it turns out. After 15 minutes on the other side, it honestly is starting to look really appetizing. I'm gonna let it rest for at least 15 minutes standing up on a wire rack, as I noticed from the cavity so much juice is squirting out like no tomorrow. I'm afraid that it's gonna soak up the outside, which defeats the whole purpose of frying. I usually go for dark meat for roast chicken because I feel like it's juicier, but when it's fried, white meat is much more tolerable. I thought frying for this long is gonna make it very dry, but it looks to be really juicy. So let's give it a taste and rate it 1 through 10. I really think it's more tender than the individually battered pieces. The thighs kind of got naked after the batter fell off. Just like if my channel ever falls off, I'm also gonna get naked. The bones of the carcass from the inside and the skin that's covering the entire surface area really protected the meat and the juice. I never really got the hype of fried whole chicken until now. It really is a better way to do this dish. I'm gonna give it a 9.3 out of 10. Sometimes problems in life could be so challenging, even fried chicken can't fix. That's why therapy might be a good option to look into. Let me introduce you to today's sponsor, BetterHelp. I'm now in an unexpected period of life as my school application is still not over. Most decisions should have come out by mid-March, but I have yet to hear back from any schools. I'm starting to think that outright rejection is easier to deal with than prolonged buildup of suspense, because my anxiety has never been higher. The fear of uncertainty coupled with the deadly silence from my dream schools left me feeling overwhelmed. That's when I realized it's okay to ask for help. BetterHelp is an approachable way to start your first session of therapy. The app is easy to navigate and it helps connect you to the right therapist based on your personalized needs. In most cases, you'll usually get matched within 48 hours after filling out the questionnaire. You're able to choose the format most convenient for you. For example, if you're uncomfortable showing your face through an online video chat, you could go with the text or call options. Even if you don't feel like it's the right fit, you have access to over 30,000 therapists that you can switch to with no additional cost. If you think therapy might benefit your mental health, click this link in the description or visit betterhelp.com/FutureCanoe or choose FutureCanoe during sign up. You'll get a special discount off your first month of therapy if you do. Another American classic, the Nashville hot chicken, starts not with a marinade but with a brine. So we want to warm up the pickle juice a little bit to melt the sugar. Holding this warm bowl of yellow liquid kind of makes me want to put ice cubes in it to decrease the temperature, you know. I can just dunk my face in it to start the morning, but I'm gonna use it to brine some chicken drumsticks. We're gonna keep it in the fridge again for at least overnight. And I know for a fact if anybody else on YouTube does this step, you guys gonna think it's completely normal, but the radioactive chicken accusation is gonna flood the comments of this video. The buttermilk's coming out the next day as part of the breading procedure. We'll do 3-part flour, 1-part starch, seasoning it with the Slap Your Mama Creole seasoning. For Nashville hot chicken, it has to be Creole. Otherwise, it's inauthentic, and I'm authentic, alright? Is it the bird flu or jaundice? We can't really tell anymore. We'll briefly soak in the buttermilk, shake it really well, drop it into the dredge pretty aggressively. We gotta push it into the skin so it sticks. Keeping the oil temperature around 350, 325. When the coating changes color, it's pretty much done. Since it's dark meat, the chicken drumstick is a lot more forgiving to overcooking. A few minutes before it's done frying, we're going to prepare the hot oil that goes on top of it, which is mostly cayenne, 1/4 cup, 1 tablespoon of smoked paprika, 1 tablespoon brown sugar, 2 teaspoons chili powder, 1 teaspoon garlic powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Then we'll pour the hot oil straight from the pot to fry everything up, mix it together, we'll get back to the chicken. At this point, the coating looks a little bit darker than expected, so the chicken is definitely cooked. We'll put it on a wire rack and start brushing it with the hot oil from earlier. This is when we elevate it from a normal piece of fried chicken to a Nashville classic. We gotta get all the corners, making it as flavorful as we can, hitting all the MILF and grannies. Alright, now be honest with me guys, doesn't that look good? It looks straight up I bought it from a chain. This one in particular looks really good. Hattie B's got nothing on us. Alright, going in. At first I didn't understand why we have to brine it instead of the straight up buttermilk marinade like the southern ones. Now I realize that because the oil is so intense on the outside, the chicken itself needs to be more acidic and simply flavored. Overall it's very balanced. The hot oil has a hint of bitterness. I can't tell if that's from me burning the spice or just from the cayenne itself. The intensity is too much for me. I like the southern ones better, but I'll still give it a 9 out of 10. The last dish of the American category is a buffalo wing. Some people might argue it's not fried chicken, it's more of a wing, but we're still putting parts of chicken into hot oil, you know. Just because the masseuse only put oil on your arm, you still gotta pay for the massage. After separating the forearm from the biceps, we'll lay them out on a wire rack and put it in the fridge for at least 12 hours. We want the wings surface to be dried up and hardened so it's easier for us to fry. Also safer too, less oil splattering. If it's still a little wet, just like use a paper towel to soak it up.
Oh yeah.
Again, with the 350-degree oil, we're going to drop in the wings one by one and cook it till it changes color. These cook quickly so you don't have to worry about it too much. Now in a separate pot, we're going to make the buffalo sauce, starting with half a stick of butter, a cup of buffalo sauce, I'm using Frank's Red Hot, 1/4 cup of ketchup, some garlic powder, and just mix that together till smooth. Pour over the wings, toss it like there's no tomorrow. It's so shiny. I think adding butter to any sauce instantly makes it better, or instantly makes it butter. Let's taste it. Unfortunately, it's not crispy anymore, but it's still juicy though. I feel like there's like a trade-off with buffalo wings. If you want crispy wings, it's gonna be pretty dry. The sauce is really nice. I really like that hint of sweetness the ketchup is bringing to the table. I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. It's probably the most popular among young people. All my friends are obsessed with it. None of us grew up having Korean food, so the intense flavor profile really made an impression. The marinade is very simple: sake, salt, pepper, and grated ginger. I think I saw in a YouTube video somewhere saying that ginger has an enzyme that tenderizes meat. We'll put it into the fridge overnight and see if that's true. The dredge is gonna be straight up potato starch with no seasoning or anything to take on the sauce better later. And I think I also saw in a YouTube video or something that potato starch is the most crispy. First round of frying, 350 to cook it all the way through. Raise the temperature to 375 for the double frying. I think I saw in a YouTube video or somewhere saying that the double frying is what makes it still crispy after coating with sauce. I'm starting to feel real pathetic that most of my practical and pop culture knowledge comes from YouTube videos, and my philosophical ideas all come from YouTube shorts. For the sauce, we're gonna do 3 tablespoons of ketchup, 2 tablespoons of gochujang, 1/4 cup of honey, 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Wow, there's a lot of sugar in like a spicy sauce. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of super extra minced garlic, and 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. Now we'll just turn it on medium heat, whisk it a little bit till smooth with a Ligma fork of course, and let it thicken up a little bit so it'll coat the chicken really well. Should have used the bowl to toss it. Not gonna let it sit in the sauce for too long. Once it's coated in all corners, we can take it out and plate it. Add a little more of that sesame and scallion on top. And look at that, guys. This is especially one of the better looking things I've made on the channel. It may look very saucy on the outside, but I can feel with my fingers that the underneath coating is still very crispy. I'm actually salivating a lot right now. So let's give it a taste. I realized the ginger not only tenderized the meat, but also made it very aromatic, sort of a herbaceous freshness coming out of the meat, which is balanced very well by the sweet, sugary, thick, spicy sauce on the outside. I think that's why so many people love Korean fried chicken, but personally, I don't really like this much sugar in my savory food. I appreciate sugar on its own, you know, so I'll give it a 7 out of 10. You can come at me in the comments if you want. This recipe I saw from pretty much the leader of Taiwanese cuisine, the queen of Taiwan, Tiffy Cooks. Street food culture is really prominent in Taiwan, and this is the most popular item. Boneless skinless chicken thighs in 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of Chinese 5 spice, 2 garlic cloves, and 1 knob of ginger. In the video, she specified that to complete the flavor profile, to give that authentic Taiwanese popcorn chicken taste, we have to marinate it in Chinese cooking wine. So you know, I went shopping in my local Asian market and I come across the most Chinese cooking wine I've ever seen in my life. Let me show you. Behold, the pumpkin spice latte of middle-aged basic Chinese men. This is probably what the Shaolin monks take a shot from right before they start throwing punches at speed. This is the type of stuff rich ladies in America will use to decorate their house, and when Asian guests come over, awkwardly bring it up in a subtly racist way. But I can't believe I have to open it with a corkscrew. I refuse to believe it's supposed to be done this way, so if you have experience opening this, let me know in the comments. After giving it a whiff, it surprisingly smells like whiskey and a little bit like sake. We'll let this sit for 20 minutes, it's like a brine, and then we'll turn it into a batter. 3 tablespoons of rice flour. You can't use glutinous rice flour because it'll destroy the whole dish. Don't ask me how I found out. 1 whole egg, and mix everything till smooth. For the final dredge, she said you can either use tapioca starch or sweet potato starch for the best crispy exterior. I think this might be a game of gluten. I realize whenever we use flour to fried chicken, it's more crunchy, and when we use starch, it has that crisp sharpness to it. Gluten gives everything structure, so flour dredge gives our chicken a nice shell of coating, whereas starch kind of just adhere to the surface, drying it out, make it easier to fry. These are really small, so probably only take 7 minutes. After about 5 minutes or so, with 1 minute left, we'll drop in these Thai basil. These will flavor the oil infused into the chicken, give it that herbaceousness that balances everything. Okay, that looks pretty nice. We can take it out and prepare the final seasoning on top. No measurement for the seasoning mix, but it's chili powder, paprika, 5 spice, white powder, garlic powder, and salt. I had very little tapioca starch left, so there's some inconsistency on the surface because I couldn't fully coat everything. After sprinkling the seasoning, let's give it a taste and rate 1 through 10. It's a very unique flavor profile, a lot of different subtle flavors here and there, but when they're combined together, it's quite intense. I can't really taste the Thai basil though. The boldest flavor here are the white pepper and Chinese cooking one. It's really good though. I'll give it an 8.3, but I still prefer like regular old chicken nuggets though. Here is a full chicken breast. Why is there like checked patterns on top of it? And why is it so pale? And why does the back look like the butcher is actually a werewolf? As usual, with so many unanswerable questions in my mind, I start pounding my meat profusely. You don't actually need a meat pounder to pound meat, just use whatever you feel the most comfortable and natural. We'll pound the meat for a while till everywhere is nice and even. You know, to be fair, it was like this when I got here. The marinade is gonna be soy sauce, sugar, white pepper. We're gonna rub it all over, do it to both sides. I once saw a squirrel on the side of a highway that kind of looks like this. Again with the ginger garlic, put it in a bag, store it in the fridge overnight. In the recipe, it said that we have to use sweet potato flour. Does Taiwan have a surplus of sweet potato or something? All their fried stuff is with sweet potato flour. And for this particular recipe, we have to use coarse sweet potato flour to make it flaky like that. As there's a saying in Taiwan that goes, you should like your chicken flaky and your partner freaky. I just keep lucking out today with finding the exact ingredient we need. This is actually made in Taiwan, so how much more authentic could this be? I just realized they call this XXL fried chicken. Nothing about me is XXL, so at least I'm providing on the chicken front. If you're unfortunate and been to a club in New York City, you know exactly what this looks like. What's missing is your expired credit card and a dirty dollar bill. But all jokes aside, I'm kidding guys. Don't do drugs. I'll never do cocaine. I just like the smell of it. We're gonna pour the previously used oil into a larger pan to heat it up to 350. Fry both sides for 4 minutes or so. Seasoning powder on top is a teaspoon of paprika, sugar, half a teaspoon of 5-spice, chili powder, white pepper, and salt. It's actually looking pretty good. It's kind of soft on the center. Very generously. Let's check out the cross section. Get out. Looking pretty good, huh? Alright, let's give it a taste and rate 1 through 10. Coarse, sweet potato starch, crunch and crisp at the same time, and the marinade really penetrated into the meat. We beat the meat a lot. We kind of broke down the fiber, so it's very tender. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. The only other Thai fried chicken I've had is at this restaurant in New York City called Fish Cheeks. They call it the Zap Wings. I told you guys this before because when you eat it, your mouth goes zap. But this one's completely different. We're marinating in cilantro, garlic, and palm sugar. People say that palm sugar is the best tasting sugar because it has natural molasses and stuff. But apparently it's really unsustainable. So eating palm sugar, not only do I decrease my own lifespan and the planet. We'll put the cilantro, sugar, garlic paste on top of the chicken, pour in about 2 tablespoons of fish sauce. Smells great. We'll massage into it, and you guessed it, into the fridge overnight. And the Thai dredge is half AP flour, half rice flour. I don't think rice flour is as effective as sweet potato though. As usual, pressing the dredge aggressively into the chicken, we can start frying. I let the chicken sit out for 30 minutes or so the inside shouldn't be too cold. So after 8 minutes, when the color changes, we can take it out. Traditionally, Thai fried chicken is paired with a sweet chili sauce, so we're gonna make our own. We'll do half sriracha and the other half maple syrup. It's sweet and it's got chili in it, so what's your problem? Thai fried chicken. It's really nice. The flavor is a lot simpler than I expected, especially like we had so many ingredients going into the marinade. But the fish sauce is working really well with the original flavor of the chicken combined with the sweet chili sauce. I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. Just like Chinese manufacturers after Trump's tariff, we're gonna take a look at our options in Vietnam. I've never poured out so much fish sauce in my life. Maybe this is finally the year I'm gonna use it up. 3 tablespoons of sugar and some pepper. For those of you who've been watching for a long time, you know that I've had this bottle of Red Bull fish sauce since the start of the channel. But hey, it's spoiled fish juice. I'd say it doesn't expire that easily. We'll massage the garlic into the fish sauce, water, sugar liquid, and we'll probably only do 4 hours for this one. The Vietnamese dredge is also rice flour based, but the counterpart is cornstarch. With 2 teaspoons of baking powder to make it like puff up a little bit. We'll dredge the wing to make it as covered up as possible. Especially you gotta focus on powdering the armpit. Drop it in one by one, and I fried it for almost 10 minutes. No sauce to go with it, so it feels a little naked. Okay, every single Vietnamese fried chicken I've seen in restaurants or online top it with like fried shallots or fried garlic. But I don't see the point. Once you pick it up, everything kind of just falls. Another fish sauce marinade. So let's give it a taste and rate it 1 through 10. Even though we diluted the fish sauce with water in the marinade, but this has a stronger fish taste than the Thai one. Cornstarch rice flour makes it taste light, kind of reminds me of Papagenos. Gotta pair that with the sweet chili sauce. Comparing this to the Thai one, it feels less complex for some reason. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Maybe a richer marinade or some seasoning powder at the end could help. Come to think of it, I don't think I've ever had Nigerian food. The Nigerian fried chicken recipe I found in an unknown corner of the internet with some HD photo coming up here. And the instructional photos are even more high quality. But hey, I'm here to teach you never judge a book by its cover and never judge a chicken by its radioactivity. So apparently we gotta start with some chopped onions and chicken, bouillon powder in a pot. Put some water in it and boil it. While it's boiling, we'll heat up the oil to 350. This is our last recipe of the day. Our frying oil is looking polluted. I don't know what's the step after boiling it. There should be a dredge or something to dry it. I guess we're summoning a demon. So after draining it from the water, we'll drop it in. There's a lot of splatter, by the way. So after about 5 minutes, we'll take it out. But this really doesn't look that appetizing. It's not that bad. To be fair, I've been eating chicken all day and they're all super intense in flavor, so this is just average. 3 out of 10. One thing I learned today is that most fried chicken dishes are fairly easy to learn and pretty cheap. Goes to prove that the most extraordinary flavors often comes from the simplest preparations. And as fans of fried chicken, I hope all of us can find comfort and happiness in the details of life. Alright, thank you.